Well, did not.
But it's not.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. I'm going to call the meeting of the Lawrence Township Council to order. Welcome, everyone. It's great to see you all on this very cold night. I'm glad the heat is working. Paid. Thank you, Manager. I'll give this statement of proper notice. Adequate notice of this meeting of the Lawrence Township Council being held on Tuesday, February 3rd, 2026, has been provided through the posting of the annual meeting schedule of said council in accordance with Section 13 of the Open Public Meetings Act. Said notice was forwarded to the Trentonian, the Times, and the Princeton Packet on December 12th, 2025. And before we rise, I just wanted to mention that it is Black History Month. So, and with that, the inspiration of legislation.
Now we carry out our work at this meeting in a just, honorable, and sincere manner, always bearing in mind our duties and continuing to keep Lawrence our wonderful community in which to live.
To the flag of the United States of America, to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Ms. Palmer? Here. Mr. Kanaki?
Here.
Ms. Santos? Here. Mayor Clark?
Here. It's always fun. We got to deal with the police last meeting. Today we're going to have the oath of office administered to 2 new firefighters. So I'll turn it over to our chief to give a little introduction.
Thank you. Good evening, Mayor, members of council, Mr. Nowinski, Mr. Seipet, and Ms. Carter. Always a pleasure to see you. Thank you very much for this opportunity this evening. We are extremely honored and proud to increase the force of the Lawrence Township Fire Department to 13 members with tonight's 2 firefighters. These 2 firefighters had to go through a testing phase, they had to do a physical, and then they had to pass a pretty stringent background and also a medical exam. So both of them have earned their spot to become members of the fire department. And I'm going to introduce them both tonight and swear them in. So the first person I'd like to call up is Nicholas Radigan. Nicholas Radigan was born and raised in New York City and moved to New Jersey in 2012 to attend Seton Hall University, where he earned a master's degree in athletic training. While at Seton Hall, he completed clinical rotations with the Philadelphia Flyers and played for the university's ice hockey team, serving as captain in his senior year. After graduation, Nick worked as an athletic trainer before transitioning to teaching physical education, sharing his passion for helping others both on the field and in the classroom. This dedication ultimately led him to pursue firefighting full-time. In his free time, Nick enjoys spending time with friends, family, his dog Gordy, working out, playing hockey, fishing, enjoying the Jersey Shore, and cheering on New York Rangers. This is Philadelphia Flyers country. I mean, I could even accept the Devils, but Nick comes to us with a lot of experience. As you can see, he's an athletic trainer, which is very scary to our career staff right now, because if Nick's an athletic trainer, guess what the other fire guy is going to be doing? So training, helping out as far as that goes. He's a very avid saltwater fisherman, as he explained to me the other day. So the hamburgers, the cheesesteaks, all that stuff that these guys are eating for lunch, it's all going to be sushi and fresh fish from here on out. So we're going to administer the oath of office. Nick's going to have his grandmother come up. The little Bible. There.
So, let's see. Yeah. Yes. And raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Nicholas Ryan, do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same and to the governments established in the United States and in this state under the authority of the people, and that I will faithfully, impartially, and justly perform all the duties of firefighter according to the best of my ability. So help me God. Congratulations.
Broke the bench before you even born. You don't even have to stick it.
No, right? Can I put that
You
again?
just put it like that.
Yeah, okay.
Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Thank you. Told Grandma when she pinned it that she had to draw blood, but she didn't. The next individual is one of the members of our volunteer corps that transitioned over into the career staff right now. It's Amir Simmons. Ty is a great individual. He's been a top responder for us as far as the volunteers, and for him to move into the career staff is definitely a credit to him, but also a plus for us because he is a well-trained person. He's already broken in on a lot of the apparatus, and he's going to be a great asset to us. Ty? I'm going to dispel the rumor. It wasn't a 2-for-1 sale with the blue suits. They both went different places. Firefighter Simmons was appointed to the career staff on January 5th, 2026 and assigned badge number 30. Prior to moving to Lawrence Township, Ty grew up in Hamilton Township, graduating from Nottingham High School. He grew interested in the fire service in 2021 when his closest friends introduced him to the members of the Lawrence Road Fire Company and encouraged him to become a volunteer firefighter. This life-changing journey has helped Ty become the best version of himself, and he looks forward to increasing his training and knowledge as he helps protect the Lawrence Township community. Outside of the department, Ty likes listening to music and spending time with his family and his friends. As I said, Ty has been a great asset to us as a volunteer, and he's only going to be a lot more special as a career person. Well, we're ready? Okay.
Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Amir Simmons, do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same and to the governments established in the United States and in this state under the authority of the people, and that I will faithfully, impartially, and justly perform all the duties of firefighter according to the best of my ability. So help me God. Congratulations.
If you don't sign this paper, you don't get paid. Nick, did you sign? Yeah, I think you forgot that.
No.
I'm telling you, every 2 weeks, if you expect something, you don't sign this. The hard work that everybody has done to increase our staff, and I know that the municipal manager and now our deputy municipal manager and director of public safety, Chris Longo, along with the council, is committed to increasing the fire service and to make sure that the citizens of this town are served properly. So it's a credit to them that we put 2 more people on tonight, and I know that these 2 guys are going to serve us well. Thank you very much.
Thanks. And with that, family and friends of the firefighters, you can go if you want, or you can sit around and watch all of the council meetings. I'll give you 5 minutes to figure out which option you choose. Yeah. Chris? I didn't get
You can get screenshots of that.
All right, well, we will continue. I feel a little distance right now, that's all right. We now come to public participation, 5-minute limitation per speaker. Does anyone wish to speak? Just remember to sign it. That way you don't have to state your address publicly.
Good evening. My name is Rob Korkich, and I live here in Lawrence Township. I'm here tonight as a trustee of Lawrence Nonprofit Housing. I'll refer to that in a brief comments as LNPH, for it's Lawrence Nonprofit Housing. LNPH is the owner and operator of the 100 apartments known as Eagles Crossing Village on Johnson Avenue, which is where 275 township residents call home. These apartments partially fulfill the state's mandate to provide affordable housing for homes. With me tonight also are some other trustees as well. Paula Spencer is here, Fred Green is here, as well as some friends of LNPH, and Chris Woolley, and also Gary Hackman. I just want to let you know the LNPH trustees are in month 10 of the 12-month strategic planning process. And our purpose is to define LNPH's future role in supporting affordable housing in Lawrence Township. In addition to fulfilling our responsibilities as the owner of Eagles Crossing Village, we are also considering how we can support all residents in affordable housing in Lawrence Township to thrive within the caring community that we experience Lawrence to be. We will be completing the strategic planning process in March and hope to coordinate an opportunity to present the plan to you in April or shortly thereafter. My purpose here tonight is to share with you a few of the topics which have come to light from our discussions with the Eagles Crossing Village residents, with Township administration, with the school administration, and with agency leaders serving residents in affordable housing. We are addressing these topics in our strategic plan, and we believe that some of these topics can be meaningfully supported by the facilities and programs at the re-envisioned community center on Eagles Crossing Road. It is my understanding that the township is currently considering the uses of the community center, and so the trustees of LNPH thought it appropriate to inform you of our strategic planning research at this time, and I'll review that. One theme raised by the residents was the feasibility of transitioning to home ownership as a means to a more stable financial future. To this end, the educational needs identified by the residents include life skill training, financial literacy education, career counseling, and access to vocational training. Other themes included the desire for parental counseling with their teens and single parenting guidance. Availability of public transportation was also raised. Many of these topics are being meaningfully addressed by the township departments, by the school administration, by the county, and by social profit entities. It is our request that the planning and programming for the community center consider all the township's residents, including those who would benefit from the proximity of the center to their neighborhood. There's an expectation for the community center to be a place to model community. On behalf of the LNPH trustees, thank you for your attention to my comments. We welcome the opportunity to be brought into any discussion to continue building on the current community we know Lawrence is. We hope to see you again in April to share our completed strategic plan. Until then, we appreciate being advised of ways that we can speak further into the community center planning process. Thank you for your attention.
Whenever you have the finalized strategic plan for LNPH, could you send that to the clerk or to each of us individually as well before we even put the presentation on the
That would be our
calendar?
intention.
I think we would all be interested in that.
We'd be interested in having you say it.
Thank you.
Good evening. Pleasure to be here this evening. My name is Gary Backenhoff. I'm an attorney representing Lawrence Nonprofit Housing Inc. for about the last 35 years. I invite all of you to come out and visit Eggers Crossing Village because they've had tremendous success. Lawrence Nonprofit Housing was the initial sponsor and developer 50 years ago for the Eggers Crossing Village. They've revitalized this old 236 project, did a restructuring a few years ago, and did about $3 million worth of upgrades and enhancements of the project over the last few years. The township has always been supportive of Lawrence nonprofit housing and shows what can be done in collaboration between a nonprofit and the township to achieve great things. We're here, and the board, as part of the strategic plan, has set out to assist the township. We'd like to help with the revitalization and rehabilitation of the project. It's important to note they're not here to say they're looking for a handout. What they're here to say is they've got tremendous success in what they've done over the years. They've developed the Every Child Value, which I think a lot of you are familiar with. They've worked with the Board of Education, with ETS, churches, a number of the other nonprofits. So we're here on behalf of Lawrence Nonprofit Housing Inc. to say we support the task force recommendations for community-oriented programs at the center. And we're here to say we want to support those goals, not asking for a handout, but there's resources in these nonprofits, including Lawrence Nonprofit, Board of Education, and other entities around the township to support the revitalization and rehab of the project. I'm not gonna dwell on this too much, I've been here twice before, but we know that the building sits empty. And there's a lot of folks in township, and not just the residents of Edgar Trusting Village, but throughout the entire township, which would really benefit from the revitalization. We're just urging the township council to work with those groups and call upon us if we can be of any assistance with the development of a plan to revitalize and rehabilitate that site.
Thank you.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I thought that only in church that people didn't use the first couple rows. But I'm here tonight to also talk briefly about the neighborhood center. I know at the last meeting, I was told that the town is interested, or you did, or you're in the process of purchasing the first little center. Is that correct?
Yes. Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Okay. I have here for each one of you, and Madam Clerk, I have a copy for you too. A little history about the neighborhood center. Pictures and when we first started with the neighborhood center, when we refurbished the little center. So there's a little history in here, and if council is, and I'm glad to see the council moving in that direction. I would hope that you would confer with some of us in the future about what your plans are. I hope your plans are our plans also, that we can work together and make that little building a monument, a memorial of what it has done, not just for Eggers Crossing, but what it has done for Lawrence Township. And it's, it's amazing if you spend time to read some of the history of what we have done. When I say we, I mean people throughout Lawrence Township. Folks came from churches and organizations to work with the folks in Eggers Crossing to do what we've done. And I would hope we can continue that process. If you lived in Lawrence Township as long as I have, I was certainly glad to see the fireman that was sworn in tonight. Because I can remember in the 40s and 50s when we weren't even asked to be a volunteer fire. When I say we, I mean black folks. We were not even asked to be a volunteer or be a part of the fire company. We used to play baseball in recreation. We had baseball teams, and one of the members of the fire department was sort of like the chief at the time. And I asked him back then, I said, what about some of us black folks in Eggers Crossing getting on as a volunteer? I never forget, he had nerve enough to say to me, well, why don't you guys start a fire department back there in Eggers Crossing? I'll never forget that. And so we've come a long way. We've come a long way, but we can't stop. And we got many folks in Lawrence Township throughout the town that will want to be a part of it. And that's what it takes, folks. It takes community. That's all you hear about nowadays is community. And we have to, I mean, what's going on nationally, it starts right at home. If we don't start here at home and start working in our own community the way it should be, don't think about what's gonna happen with those folks in Washington. So, thank you, and let's keep on trucking together.
I'm impressed you still have 43 seconds left if you want to say anything else. Got that 5 minutes down to the sides.
Hey, Mr. Mayor, may I make a comment?
Yeah, of course.
So, as you all know, we identified that building to be an integral part of our overall plan. And I think you called it what, the little neighborhood center?
Yeah.
So, just definitively, our purpose in acquiring that is to preserve it and to celebrate the history. And of course, we're gonna need partners in realizing what that will become. So
Thank you.
the whole purpose is to preserve it, not knock it down, nothing like that. And we imagined that a lot of the items will be coming from your house. So we'll be in touch with you. I know that our township attorney is working on a contract. The building was owned by a Seventh-day Adventist organization.
Right.
And we reached out to them and they were very receptive to the purpose of why we wanted to preserve it. So that's one of the reasons why we were able to make it happen.
That's good. Good to hear. Thank you.
Anyone else who wishes to speak? All right.
You know, you said I had 5 more minutes?
I said you had 3 more later in the meeting. Welcome.
Thank you. I wish I was as well spoken as you, but unfortunately I have to have my words written down. So good evening, and thank you for the opportunity to speak tonight. My name is Sarah Stiff, and I'm a Lawrence Township resident, and this is my first opportunity to address a town meeting, and indeed my first time attending such a gathering in any city where I've lived. My presence here today reflects the significance I place on the issue. It compelled me to speak in a public forum rather than just give my neighbors an earful over the backyard fence, which, believe me, they are very grateful for. I am participating because I feel it is necessary. This past weekend, my husband and I and our 2 neighbors were over for dinner, and the conversation turned to the community center. Someone asked a simple question: do you know when it's reopening? No one at the table knew. We talked about how it's been vacant for over a year now, or around a year now, and we talked about how it's frustrating to drive by a building that was meant to serve us all just sitting empty. And honestly, the more we talked, the more frustrated we got. Frustrated enough that I decided I couldn't just complain over dinner and move on. I'm here tonight speaking not just for myself, but for the people around that table, and for the thousands more just like us, people who rarely attend town halls, yet still value accountability and the well-being of the community. I lack detailed background about the community center, but I know $1 million was allocated in the 2025 budget for its capital improvements. These upgrades appear incomplete and the building is still vacant, a missed opportunity when community connection is so very needed. We already have a fantastic example right here in Lawrence Township of what's possible. The Senior Center is a hub of life and connection. The programming is so good that I've caught myself doing mental math, trying to figure out how many birthdays I need to fast forward before I qualify. And that tells me 2 things. 1, the Senior Center is clearly doing something right. And 2, the rest of us would really love a space like that too. And I hope truly that the community center can become that same kind of welcoming, well-run, and well-loved place for residents of all ages. At a moment in our country when division feels constant and isolation is growing, community matters more than ever. Leaving a community center vacant sends the wrong message about our priorities. So I'm here tonight to respectfully but firmly ask, please make the repurposing and reopening of the community center a real priority. Not someday, not eventually, now. Because even if we all haven't been speaking up until now, we're paying attention and we care deeply about the future of our township. Thank you for your time.
So I will say, I haven't been in conversation with the manager recently, but I've been in conversation with members of council right now. We're still missing one extra person. But I think we're all in agreement that we are going to be moving forward with starting to look at putting out an RFP that reflects the goals and mission and values that the task force had come up with. To me personally, the question is what that RFP reflects. I think it should reflect what some of the issues that were raised within the task force report. And it's also, I believe strongly that it should be reflective of council. We're in the process, I believe we will be appointing we will be appointing someone to fill the vacancy at our next meeting. And I think it would be appropriate then to sort of bring that person on board and then to fill out an RFP in partnership, I'll say, with the township manager as well as the township attorney so that we have everything sort of squared away in the middle. So it hasn't been forgotten. I think one of the challenges has been not knowing exactly what the use is of that building, not to sort of spend money that might have to be undone in construction. So that's sort of where it's at right now. So I hope that helps. And stay tuned.
If I could, I just wanted to make a public comment to Mr. Nowinski, giving him credit because you had the visionary idea of the little neighborhood center. I remember in our early discussions. So I just want to give you public credit for your innovative and for seeing opportunity there. So I just want to say that publicly, and also to thank the members of the public for your comments this evening.
Appreciate that. All right, anyone else for public comment before I close it? You'll have a chance again later, so. Now we move to review and revision of the agenda. Mr. Sypek, you have something?
Yes, Mayor and Council, there was a thought to have a late starter resolution for a non-fair and open contract for special counsel, which in discussions with the manager, I am requesting that not be added as a late starter. I think it should be on our next agenda as a regular resolution. We have a item of litigation involving a contested condemnation, and I would like to, at the next meeting, we can discuss, well, we can't discuss a whole lot about it because it's going to be in court, but I'm not enamored with a late starter for this. I think it can wait till the next meeting, so.
All right, thank you. Anything
It
else?
just has to do with the LHD trail,
Right.
an extension in a certain area of our town that would be complete, a critical part of the loop. But I agree with Mr. Sypek that I'd rather have it on the agenda as published as opposed to adding it on.
Right.
I agree. If we don't need to do it tonight, then let's get it in the regular in the agenda.
But there is a significant grant component to it that we thought would make it necessary, but us mentioning it today at this meeting, we think will go a long way to convince the state we're serious with moving forward with this particular improvement to the pedestrian way.
Thank you. All right, I will move on to awarding and or rejecting of bids. Do I have a motion?
No.
No, number 8, Mayor.
Yeah, number 8.
Oh, do we?
Yes.
No, the resolution for revision, number 8 needs to be removed.
Oh, okay.
Okay. It's a duplicate of 18H9. So we just had to pull it and then we just left it as 9.
There's a motion.
So I'm making a motion to remove 18H9 and add,
You're removing 18H8. And then we're gonna, and then 9 is already on there. We're just removing it. It's a duplicate.
so I'm making a motion to remove resolution 18H8, which is a duplicate.
Do I have a second?
Ms. Farmer,
Yes.
Mr. Kaneki,
Yes.
Ms. Simpson,
Yes.
and Mayor Bonner.
Yes. All right. Okay, all good. All right, now I'll move to agenda item number 9, awarding and or rejecting of bids.
I'll move to award 9A, number 70, authorizing awarding a contract to Technipro Electrical LLC for traffic signal maintenance 2026.
Do I have a second? Second.
This was actually approved at the last meeting, but under a different account number, so we needed to correct the account number. This is a resolution that approves the maintenance and servicing of traffic signals in our town that we are responsible to control.
Any questions from the council? Any questions from the public? Seeing none.
Ms. Farmer,
Yes.
Mr. Kaneki,
Yes.
Ms. Simpson,
Yes.
Mayor Bonner.
Yes. Adoption of ordinances. Do I have a motion for 11A?
I'd like to move 11A, ordinance number 2503-26, and ordinance amending ordinance number 2502-25, salary ordinance of the Township of Lawrence, unclassified and or exempt seasonal emergency non-union employees for 2023 through 2025, deleting the title of municipal treasurer from Schedule B, grade 18, and adding the title of municipal treasurer to Schedule B, grade 23.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Mayor, this paves the way for a succession plan to replace our current CFO, Peter Kiriakakis, who's retiring. Mr. Kiriakakis was scheduled to retire December 1st, 2025. We commenced the search to replace him well before that date. And we went through the process several times with candidates that we felt qualified, extended offers, which were ultimately, they chose to go in a different path, which extended our search. We have since, you have interviewed and you have approved Christopher Hart, who is in the crowd today. Chris, could you stand up, please? Mr. Hart. The plan that we have in place is that we are going to onboard Mr. Hart, and thankfully, Mr. Kiriakakis has agreed to remain on until July 1st, 2026. This is because this is going to be the first time, I think, more than 25 years, that we have a CFO that was not promoted from within, that has no historical knowledge of how we do things. And based upon the timing and the fact that we place a critical emphasis on the finances of our municipal operations and the community's money, we felt that if Peter Kiriakakis was agreeable to stay on, we can help with the transition and make Mr. Hart's taking over of the CFO position July 1st seamless and to protect the community's money, basically. I just want to also say that this is a situation that we spent some time to try and plan. We are not providing this was not provided for in our budget. Our budget was not impacted by this overlapping of two professionals. However, it will result in us having a transition that involves us getting through our municipal budget process, our consolidation of the debt process, our municipal audit process, as well as complying with the monthly financial obligations that we have. But this is a critical time in our year, and we felt that this was the most appropriate, fiscally responsible thing to do. We discussed it with Mr. Hart as well, who is on board with the plan, which we were thankful for. If you do choose to vote in favor of this, Mr. Hart will be starting tomorrow. And he'll be diving into the municipal budget, because I want him ready for when that happens, and the kickoff is going to be February 17th, which is the next meeting. So with that, if you have any questions, please let me know. I provided you with a lot of this information in advance of tonight. So it's just a critical piece to our municipal operations that we really need to move on in a way. As you know, our finances are top notch. Over the years, our municipal audits have been clean. Our debt management has been excellent. We are in a great financial position, and I don't want to risk that. And I think it's important for us to move forward in the way recommended.
Thank you. Yes, thank you. Was there any questions or the manager from council? Any questions from the public? Seeing none. Close public participation. And we'll take a vote.
Mr. Farmer, Ms. Farmer, sorry.
We need to get him home, say yes. I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry.
Mr. Kanaki,
Yes.
Ms. Santos,
Yes.
and Mayor Bobbitt.
Yes. Now, Mr. Nowinski, I hope you let Mr. Hart go home tonight. And that he's not sorry.
He's got to stay right here. He's got a long drive home, and yes, absolutely. And I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you very much. And we look forward to you being a part of our team, Chris.
Thanks very much for your time. Have a great evening.
All right, do I have a motion to move 11B?
Item 11B, ordinance number 2504-26, an ordinance authorizing the acquisition of certain real property on Altamar Avenue for open space purposes.
Do you have a second?
Second.
Again, this is a part of our open space plan. Once we assume ownership of the stop, of the parcel on Lawrence Road known as the pit stop, once we clean that, become owners to it, this piece will help expand it. It's designated, and it must be, according to the funding that we receive from the state to clean it, to be a passive park. And it's going to be a perfect spot within our community. This helps extend it. It's that area next to where Bossio's used to be. It's like a parking lot area where there was a billboard. That's that piece. Mr. Sykes working with the other attorney with regard to this, but it is open space acquisition.
Thank you. Any questions from the council? Any questions from the public? Seeing none, I'll close public participation.
Ms. Farmer,
Yes.
Mr. Kanaki,
Yes.
Ms. Santos,
Yes.
and Mayor Bobbitt.
Yes. Manager's report.
I have nothing to report.
Attorney's report.
Yes, Mr. Mayor and council, briefly, with regard to resolution 5, the number 80, authorizing resolution for affordable housing settlement agreement with 3641 Lawrenceville Road LLC. I just want to very, very briefly
explain what's happening here. As you know, hopefully the fourth round obligations came out from the court at the end of last year, and the planning board did adopt, pursuant to the Fair Housing Act, a compliance plan for us that initially was for this part. This is 3621 Lawrenceville Road. 3641. That's another thing with 20 in it. 41 Lawrenceville Road, I think it's called the Gulick House. Gulick House, had other names too. It's been vacant for 20 years?
More than 30 years.
30 years. Yeah. Time flies. And if you go by there now, you can't even see it because it's overgrown. There's a large chain link fence around it. There was an attempt to have some kind of conversion to possibly a nursing home, or there was some medical use, but nothing ever came of it. It's been under continual ownership for most of the last 20 or 30 years. So the company that owns it has been paying taxes and sometimes cutting the grass, and now they have decided they would like to develop it, and we tried to negotiate a settlement with them with regard to the number of units and the number of fair housing units, and we came close, but we were unable to do that, so they filed suit in the Superior Court of New Jersey, and we had mediations pursuant to the court order with the former assignment judge, and a number of times and a lot of discussions, and we were able to come to I think a reasonable accommodation. That our initial offer through the planning board was 64 units with 13 affordable housing units. The court would not accept that. We ended up, I'm giving you the shorter version as I can after months of negotiation and litigation. There is a settlement for 110 units with a 20% set aside of, that would be 22 units for low and moderate housing. This would have to go now to the planning board for full approval. There are certain restrictions with regard to setback and parking and things like that, which were highly negotiated. We felt that the settlement was the best we can do. Litigating this, there would be no guarantees that we could get a settlement we thought as reasonable as this under our fourth round obligation. So we had much discussion with our planner, who was very helpful in putting together the elements of the settlement. And we think that finally this, for lack of a better term, eyesore, will be turned into a modern residential building on Lawrenceville Road. It's right past Squibb. It'll be, as I say, 110 units with sufficient parking and 22 units for low and moderate housing, which the court accepted as a reasonable settlement. I have no reason to believe that we could do any better in litigation, which would be certainly protracted and extremely expensive. So that is the reason for the resolution that's on this evening. I think given the parameters of what we had to deal with, it's reasonable and it benefits the community with a 22% set aside is a good result. And it will be, we saw some very preliminary renderings, whatever, it's going to be a very attractive addition to the area there. and will be, it still has to go through the full planning board for approval. That's a very condensed version of the litigation.
Thank you.
Any questions?
Yeah, I was gonna say, any questions from council?
Thank you.
Mayor, just to supplement what Mr. Suffolk had said, this was the subject of, I believe, at least 2 zoning board applications for building assisted living facilities that were hotly contested and that were never realized. But the same owner has maintained ownership and has now shifted the idea of, and abandoned the idea of assisted living and brought forward an application for development, which they, like most developers do, they wanted much more than we were comfortable with giving. And we had to put a line in the sand and said, no, we're not gonna concede that. And I think almost like the day before the deadline, they filed a lawsuit to meet the deadlines with affordable housing. And they challenged the amount of numbers. And I think one of the motivating things, and this was discussed with the planning board, is that if we were to lose the litigation, which every indication is that the result would have been worse than what we ended up with, we would abandon our right to kind of control and regulate what this complex will look like and where things will be situated and planned. And so that allows us the opportunity to focus on consistency with what we want in our community, consistent with planning and setbacks, things like that. So that was one of the motivating factors.
Yeah, I just want to amplify that. Had we gone the trial and lost, we would have no control over the development, so to speak. I mean, there'd be certain planning board aspects of it, but this way we control setbacks and the parking and all the integral parts of it, which, as I say, still has to go through the planning board for final approval. But we feel comfortable that this was actually a very reasonable settlement given the parameters of where we were and under our obligations out of the 4th round. So I urge you to approve this so we can move forward and complete this. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other
Could you just give me a clarification on what non-condemnation redevelopment areas, what that means?
Well, this will be subject to a redevelopment plan, which will come before you yet. It's not through any condemnation. It'll just be a straight redevelopment plan that will be presented to council. So that's down the road, so to speak. Yeah.
Anyone else? I do have one question for you. In your conversations with the municipal planner, will this be the sort of last piece of affordable housing, and would that allow her to then sort of finish up the master planning process? Because I think that's something that's out there as people are wondering what has happened.
Yeah, so this is absolutely a critical piece which stalled our master plan process, along with fair share housing interceding and also filing a suit against us for other issues. So we were required to kind of negotiate settlements on both fronts, which ultimately the Superior Court Judge, Judge Jacobson, who's familiar with the landscape of our town and affordable housing obligations, and she thought this was an appropriate resolution, and so she kind of showed us what the tea leaves would read if we went further with it. And if we landed in this.
Yeah, it was clear in protracted discussions that the court was greatly in favor of this settlement, and had we not settled, I think we would not have had as good a result at all. So after much discussion with the planner and myself, Mr. Nowinski, we came up with this, and the court readily approved it, which was which was good. That is not happening in a lot of other municipalities.
Thank you. I'm glad we're moving forward.
Yeah, or we.
Clerk's report,
I have nothing.
unfinished business. New business, appointments to boards and committees. Someone want to start, or should I start? All right, I will start. Ms. Carter, would it be best if we each sort of list names for committees and then move them all as one block?
Yes, just as you did last meeting.
All right. I know it's been a long day, so I'm just trying to make it easy on it. Wonderful. So I'll just go down the list. Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Committee.
For diversity, equity, and inclusion, the three applicants that I would like to present for approval are Jordan Steiner, James Gillespie, Alex Brian Gibbard.
Thank you. And for me, Environmental Resources and Sustainability Green Committee, I would also like to add Alex Gibbard for a 4-year term, I believe ending at the end of 2027.
For growth and redevelopment, I'd like to add Jeffrey Edelstein for a class 4, 3-year expired term ending 12/31/27.
I will nominate Kenneth Kiernan as a alternate for the planning board. I will also add Kenneth Kiernan and Martin Birch for public safety. And then for zoning board of adjustment, Nahidi Raza for the 4-year unexpired term. And then Jeffrey Edelstein for alternate number 2 for the zoning board. So we can get that back up to a full contingent. I believe that's it for nominations. So, Mr. Kanaki says you didn't have any. Will you second our nominations? Thank you.
Did we do, shade tree?
My apologies, that's my committee. So yes, I would love to have Mr. Rosa back again. He's a wonderful member of the Shade Tree Committee. So thank you.
Now,
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Jim did.
Okay.
Need a second? I'll second the nomination.
Thank you. And Ms. Farmer,
Yes.
Mr. Kamaki,
Yes.
Ms. Santos?
Yes.
And Mayor Bobby?
Yes. Wonderful. Thank you all. Now, public participation, 3 minutes. Great. All right. All right, I'm going to close public comment and move on to 18 resolutions.
I'd like to move 18A through H14 in the block.
I'll second it.
Mayor, I'm sorry.
Are we having closed session?
No, we
Is it a closed session?
no, we don't need a closed session, so we can technically remove that.
All right.
'I'd move 18A through H13.
No, 14.
Well, we removed H.
No, we removed
Oh, you moved,
H. I mean,
H8 also, because there was a.
oh, I'm sorry, yes.
So we removed it.
Do we have a second?
Second?
Thank you.
Ms. Farmer,
Yes.
Mr. Kanaki,
Yes.
Ms. Santos,
Yes.
Mayor Bobby?
Yes. Council initiatives and liaison reports. Yeah, it's early in the year, so nothing, it's spring up yet, but glad that we have, zoning board back to full strength and we have new members, so that's always exciting. Seeing no written communications, no executive session, motion to adjourn.
I didn't do my quote, can't do my,
Oh,
Thurgood Marshall quote for Black History Month.
21B.
What I do.
Ms. Farley.
I just, yes, in light of, Black History Month, I just wanted to give just a brief comment about Thurgood Marshall, who was the first African-American Supreme Court Justice, who viewed the Constitution, the US Constitution, as a living document that required corrective amendments, specifically the 14th Amendment, to fulfill its promise of equality, arguing that it was effective from the start, but became a realistic document of freedom over time. He famously emphasized fighting for its ideals, stating, "We're going to make it work for all of us." Thank you. That's the Constitution.
Thank you, Ms. Farmer. I think at next time I will make sure to pause at the end of 19 to make sure that that'll be your spot for the quotes.
Okay.
All right, anybody else with quotes? All right.
Next month, we'll have one for,
Awesome. All right, with that, a motion to adjourn?
second.
Thank you all. Have a good evening.
We're still having fun.
Is, fired, study.